I know, you know, that is an amusing line, and it's a grudgeful line, and I think
bad mind.
Line and grudgefulness, and just accept.
Yeah. Go on, mute ya, go on. Ease yourself, just keep it calm, mute ya, star. Only purple shine, I'm a corner. One time it hard for carry on. You no need no girl for turn to, no man for talk to. Feelings hurt, but the journey so far.
Wagwan Success family, this is O. Vybz Kartel lawyer Isaac Buchanan and Mark Golding went live on TikTok right after Vybz Kartel habeas corpus was denied by Justice Thomas. And they talk about a couple things. Mark Golding said he will not take any bully from Andrew Holness and allow Andrew Holness to program him. Isaac Buchanan said Matthew Samuda should not have renounced his British citizenship. Matthew Samuda, minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic and Job Creation in the JLP government, has revealed to the public that he is a British citizen and he's taking steps to renounce his British citizenship. Matthew Samuda said he started the process and is completing forms. Would you believe that Matthew Samuda came to this decision only because of Andrew Holness' opinion? And he has the audacity to tell Mark Golding to do the same. Matthew Samuda said he's not required to renounce his British citizenship as the Jamaican constitution permits citizens of Commonwealth countries to sit in parliament. Then why did you do it? Why are you doing it? To make Andrew Holness feel better about himself? Before you hear what Mark Golding and Isaac Buchanan had to say on their TikTok live, let me break it down for people as if they were 5-year-old. Because Andrew Holness seemed to think that everybody is just idiots, everybody are fools. Imagine if you work for a company that allows employees to wear casual attire. You wear what you like, abiding by the dress code. One day your boss come to you and see you wearing a particular shirt and just decide say him don't like it. Remember, you're not breaking any rules or disobeying company policies, and regardless of that, him just decides say what, you should not wear that shirt to work again. There are no guidelines against you wearing that shirt, but him decides say that's his personal opinion and him don't want you wearing the shirt. That is the problem right there. Him can have an opinion, but at the same time his opinion cannot dictate what you wear or what you does not wear coming to work when you're not in clear violation of the dress code of the company policy. And that is how Andrew Holness comes into the picture. Andrew Holness want to tell Mark Golding and manipulate Matthew Samuda constitutional rights. You cannot impose your personal opinion on people and tell them what to do as if you wrote the constitution. Break it down for you right there and then. So this is what Vybz Kartel lawyer Isaac Buchanan and Mark Golding discuss on the situation.
And when we get through that debate, if the preponderance of opinion is that I should, as leader of the PNP, as leader of the opposition, as Prime Minister in waiting, shouldn't have a dual citizenship, then I will give it up. Because I intend to serve Jamaica to the best of my capacity. And I'll give it up. But I'm not rushing to go do it because 2 guys say I should or 3 guys say I would, you know? Because every 2 or 3 that speak on radio, there are another 20 who talk to me off the air and tell me how they feel. So I have to be listening to everybody. And I think it's a very important discussion to have at this time. We're having a diaspora conference coming up in Jamaica. We have, as you know, there's another one being staged by a group that is not happy with the way that the diaspora movement is being managed by the government. All that is going on right now. This is an important debate that Jamaica needs to have. Very many Jamaicans depend on their relatives abroad to survive. Many of those relatives are dual citizens. How do they feel about being told that their relatives who mind them or support them or provide help for them are not good enough to serve in our Jamaican parliament? I don't know how them going to feel about that, you know.
Well,
because it's that kind of disrespect argument where you say you must send your money come,
but don't participate.
We really rate you as Jamaicans. I don't. To me, that is a violation to them or of them. And so I am just listening and watching. I have the form, the same little form that the guy was saying.
Hold on. You hit too much dumpling. Pull up. Hold on. Stop right there. Because we're not just gonna act like you just say some liquor boy and a liquor boy. So I heard some liquor. Yeah. I'm gonna say this.
I said the same little form that he's. Yeah, signed. I have that.
All right, but I wanna take it there because that's the thing. There is a hypocrisy that came up, and I like to put things in context. this would be, I saw on the news, Matthew Samuda is also a British citizen. And yeah, he did admit to Emily Shields today. If after that he renounced, what happens here, and I'm putting this in context, when we think about constitutionality, when we think about the way forward, the government of the day has a bad record when it comes to constitution. What is important to me is the constitution is so important to the protection of the least among us. So with this constitutional reform, I'm putting it into context. Matthew Samuda, who is currently in the government, is someone who is also a Commonwealth citizen and has a right to be there.
Right.
We're talking about the renounce. I'm going somewhere with this. If he, as a young person, has the track record in Parliament sometime to say one day, listen to me, Mr. Prime Minister, when you lose to the next Prime Minister, Mark Golding, if we are to ever go back, I'm the next step. Isn't this the King Herod moment where the person of the day gets rid of his competitors through the ability to possibly legislate, the ability to make rules that would oust people who actually could have proper contribution? And in light of your win or renounce, I'm going to get to that, but I want you to comment on that, about that type of abuse of power.
Yeah, to me it's all opportunism. It's just political gimmickry at play.
Yes.
Political gimmickry.
Okay.
If you're a Commonwealth citizen and you've lived in Jamaica for at least a year before you're appointed or elected, you're validly elected or appointed to the Parliament, whether it be the House as an elected person or the Senate as an appointed person. That's the law. That has been the law since independence. Now, I'm compliant with that. If that wasn't the law, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be where I am now because I'd have to do things differently.
Right.
So, to me now, we're coming out of this Constitutional Reform Committee process, and they've tendered a report. The report has a lot of problems, issues, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
But one of the things they've said is, all right, we'll have a new president. And basically they've said that the new president, who will be the head of state, can be a dual citizen, because the only requirement for that person in their report is that he or she must have at least one Jamaican grandparent. I have one Jamaican grandparent. My grandfather, my mother's father, is a Jamaican, born in Cambridge, St. James. Dr. Logan Levy, he was the head of Sablamar Hospital in the 30s. He died quite young. My mother grew up without her father from she was 7 years old. But he was a Jamaican. Now, they are saying somebody who has one Jamaican grandparent is eligible, as long as they've lived in Jamaica for a certain number of years, to be the head of state. That's what the report says. So now the Prime Minister says, well, he, like me, agrees that dual citizens should be allowed to come in the Parliament.
But just not as the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition. Now that, and of course he knows my status because it's not hidden. So clearly that's a kind of political antic on his part. I don't know, in terms of the other MPs and senators who may be dual nationals, and I believe there are quite a few, there's no compulsion on them based on any argument being put forward by either Prime Minister or myself for them to renounce. So, I don't know what the rush is on the part of some to go do that, but, they must know why they're doing it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, as I've said, my position, I'm not saying this is a PNP position, because I think these are views, there are different views that prevail across the society on this, including within the PNP. My personal position is we're a relatively small island with more than half of our population living outside. Many of our population outside and some inside are dual citizens. We've had a situation where our constitution has allowed dual citizens as long as they're from the Commonwealth. From the beginning, we've always had that.
Yes.
This issue about divided loyalties has never been an issue with them. And I'm saying, listen, given the nature of our society, the nature of our diaspora, the fact that we need the best talent pool available to provide sound leadership to the country and move the country forward from where we are now in this low growth, low tech, low wage society, plagued with all kind of terrible problems of violent crime, etc. Poor school system, a health system which is disrespectful in many ways to the people who need to use it. We need to move out of that. And we need the best talent to do it. And I'm saying any incel rule that says on the basis of you need to avoid the divided loyalties, you must only be a Jamaican citizen and not have any dual nationality. To me, that's a narrow insular view that we can't afford and that doesn't make sense for us. That's my personal position. If that position doesn't resound well with others, and at the end of this discussion, over time, people say, no, you must only have a Jamaican citizenship and nothing else. Well, I will give up the other one. The other one don't mean nothing to me, really. But it's the principle of the thing that I'm trying to understand, and it's the principle of the thing that I'm trying to stand for, a principle which I think is the right one for Jamaica.
But I have the principle for you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think it's very unfair, and I'm telling you this in my most serious voice, that you don't have to join line and if you do it, it's because you want to do it, because you want to follow fashion for go get visa when you don't have to do it. It's so unfair because the visa application is so hard. It's so difficult. It's so unfair that we have to go up to up Hope Road and join the line and pay with money and don't get visa. You're just so privileged. And so as a man where have to go look visa, me just feel it unfair for you. And my nose big too. So the other people who feel like me feel like say you are get too much forward. So no, you're not for have it. And to my diaspora people, I don't care what Mark says. I feel enough for just go and send me barrel and KFC, send me on the money and stay on the day. When I have no standing, and Mark is trying to bring equality and fairness, and we don't want none of that. Because if me have to stand in the sun, you have to stand in the sun. Yeah, that's it. If that don't sound good to you, tough.
Well, I know, you know, that is an amusing line, and it's a grudgeful line, and I think
bad mind.
Yes. And just accept.
No man should tell you what you can do or what you cannot do when the Constitution tells you otherwise. When the Constitution tells you that you are not breaking any law. What does Andrew who does Andrew Holness even think he is? This video was mainly for you guys to listen to the conversation, listen to what Mark Golding had to say, listen to what Isaac Buchanan had to say. You know what I mean? I will be definitely dropping another video, so look out for that video. So make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notification. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribe, thanks for the views, thanks for the comments. As always, I'm out.